Hello, everyone. We're back, and this is episode 2 of my travel series talking about my personal experiences in Europe. So, this time will just be a little bit negative, but for the purpose of warning people who might encounter these. So, I'm referring to the scams that are actually happening. Personally, I saw them firsthand there. Yung mga nakikita nyo, hindi AI lang yon. Totoo talaga siya. I know some people would say, nangyayari din naman sa Metro Manila yan. Pero sabihin na lang natin na it's a bit unique compared to the ones that we encounter here in the Metro. Usually those scams, their intention is just more of getting money or personal belongings. So let's get started. The first scam that I want to share is regarding fake petition scams or yung mga fake signing scams. So I was able to see this in almost every area that I went to, except for Denmark. um, and they can be found in very touristy areas. So you will know and you will notice them already because you'd see them in groups holding papers with ball pen. And the thing there is they will approach you and ask for your signature for a petition, for a cause or something. And then, of course, you'll think that it's free. Once you end up signing there, that's where the scam now happens because they will keep bugging you until you give them something like money. The second one is this one naman, I encountered it more in Barcelona. It's usually near churches. They wear white costumes with white makeup and they will approach you by giving you roses, balloons, or any gift, small gifts. And then, of course, you would think na baka, they're just giving it for free or maybe they're just giving it out of like generosity or as a welcome gift for you. Unfortunately, once you get that, same with the fake petition scams, they will eventually bug you because they will ask you to pay for that. So it didn't exactly came free. Scam number 3 is, ito naman more of, I saw it in Paris. So they have these tuk-tuks, as what they call it. Akala nyo sa Bangkok lang meron nun. Pero they have these mini vehicles called tuk-tuks and they offer touring you around the city. So, to be fair, itutour ka naman din nila. Okay? So, they will serve as your tour guide. But unfortunately, here's the thing. So, initially, they will offer you, for example, let's say 15 euros. And then, when the tour ends and you're about to pay, that's where the scam now happens. Because especially if you'll be paying via card, the 15 euros that I mentioned to you earlier, when they punch it in the card facility, they will end up mispunching the amount. Of course, it's higher. So it's either 150 or 1,500. If there's any consolation, I did not took that chance of riding the tuk-tuk. I took a different option instead. That one I will share with you in the next videos soon. Okay. Scam number 4 is more on taxi scams. But I think that is nothing new in some countries also. Even in Asia, that also happens. So I guess you know the drill. And the last scam is more on pickpockets. Okay, so totoo talaga yun. Pickpocketing is real. In Spain, they even call it carteristas. So it really happens. And most of the time, it's either in the most touristy spots or in metro trains. I know for most Filipinos, you are familiar of how these things work and how you should be mindful and careful about it. But nonetheless, I just want to let you know that what you see in your video, in the videos or reels in either Instagram, TikTok, or FB, they really happen. And ito lang, I'll share with you firsthand. I was close to experiencing that. And I guess this is where sometimes your gut instincts, when they tell something to you, you have to trust it, you have to believe it. That happened when I was in Barcelona. So I arrived from an intercity train from Madrid to Barcelona. So the last stop was actually in Barcelona Sands. And it's a major train station. So it doesn't just house the intercity route trains or the Renfe trains. It also has the other metro train stations. So that time, my plan was to ride a metro train from Barcelona Sands going to my hotel. And that time, of course, you would think that I'd rather opt that kasi mas mura. Riding a metro train than riding a taxi or an Uber. Now, here's the kicker. That time, I was standing on the platform and I have my luggage and my big backpack with me. There were a few people near me but not too close. And those people were, I know, locals. Kasi wala silang dalang backpacks, wala silang dalang luggages, ganyan. So ako, dun sa side na yun, ako lang yung meron. There was this lady, she was screaming as if she was calling someone. And here's the kicker. In my vision, it's like the direction of her vision was towards me. And she was raising her hand as if parang nagtatawag, "Hoy!" Ganyan. She doesn't know my name, but nonetheless, she was really, it's like she's calling me out. And then, at my back, in my side vision, there was another lady I saw that was nearing also towards me. So that time, because I noticed that I was the only one with a big backpack and a big luggage, my gut instincts were telling me, okay, you have to do something about this. Of course, I cannot run. So the only way that I did was get away from their direction very fast with my luggage and my backpack, and I went straight ahead to the escalator to exit. When I was nearing the escalator, that lady was still screaming. And she was approached by another lady, and I know it's in Spanish, but it's somehow like that lady was asking her in such a manner na parang siguro ang dating, bakit mo tinatawag yun? Ganon. And then, when I was in the escalator, there were two foreigners at my back. And then they said, excuse me, miss, it seems that that lady still keeps calling you, but it's a good thing that you decided to go out. And I was like, I'm just having a bad feeling that they're gonna do something. So, and then those two foreigners, I believe they are Westerners talaga. So they were saying like, yeah, she's up to something. So after that, instead of pursuing to ride the metro train going to my hotel, I just decided that I exited that train station. I just went on a safer spot and booked my Uber. So I know it's a few euros higher or more than what I spent for the ticket at the train station, but at least I'm safer. So good thing I still opted and I trusted my instincts. I know there are a lot more aside from the scams that I shared. Those were the ones that I have encountered or seen. And if there's really a big bonus that I'm so thankful for, is that I did not get scammed during that time. And I also did not experience being pickpocketed. And I hope it won't happen to me ever. Seriously. I'm just thankful kasi the money that I had during that entire trip was just enough to keep me survive for each destination. And how I wish na hindi rin mangyari sa inyo. So before we close this out, I just want to give 5 tips for you guys, mini tips lang, to hopefully guide you on how to keep yourselves safe from those scams. Number 1, ignore. Okay? I know sometimes it's hard for us, especially for Filipinos, because majority are very caring, warm people, and when we see somebody na parang you'd want to help or you think na they're kind or they're generous, we would give in, right? So, but if come to think of it, if you really want to make sure that you don't get scammed, just simply ignore. If you see someone going towards your direction, move out of their direction and go somewhere else for the meantime. Tip number 2, make sure to separate your cash and your cards. Don't put them all in one bag. What I did was, I have my mini pouch bag inside my clothes, and I also have my shoulder bag or sling bag. So I separated some of my cash inside that pouch, and also one of my cards is in that pouch. So just in case, wag naman, di ba? That time something happens, at least I still have ample cash and card to spare for. Tip number 3, I know it is tempting, okay, to wear stylish clothes and stylish accessories when you're in a place that is something that you've been so aiming for to go, something that you've been really ticking off your bucket list. But I'm really telling you now that it pays to just be low-key stylish, especially in those places na maraming scammers or pickpockets. Okay? Because those stylish folks are the easiest targets for scammers and carteristas or pickpockets. If you want to wear jewelry, maybe I could suggest just wear a watch and maybe a simple piece of earrings, especially if they are like made from gold, wag na please. But if it's made of beads, it's fine. In terms of clothes, try to blend in at least. Pero stylish pa rin. I know you guys can make that happen. I would suggest before you leave the country, check the typical outfits of the locals in that country that you're gonna go to in Europe so that you can blend in somehow. And para hindi rin maging target ng mga scammers. Tip number 4, eto lang ha, if you have a little money to spare, a little extra to spare, before you go on a trip to Europe, make sure to invest an anti-theft bag. Okay? It doesn't have to be the too big bag, but the one that you will use when you're roaming around already. So if you can invest in one, please do. I just cannot show the anti-theft bag that I bought. Maybe in my next videos na lang. But the one that I bought was actually from Travel Club. So no paid ads to. That time I bought it on a sale. So I only paid $2.5 for it. It's not pack safe. It's another brand. But it also works kasi meron siyang, yung zippers has locks. You can lock them. And it also has an anti-RFID pocket. So you can keep your credit cards in that and your IDs if ever na may mga barcode. So just in case that you might encounter those scammers, online scammers, at least they won't be able to detect it. If you don't have the extra to buy one, it's also okay. But what can I suggest is just make sure to put your bag in front of you. Not on the side, not on the back, in front of you. Especially when you are riding the metro train. Or if you are walking on those very crowded tourist spots. And lastly, make sure that when you go on your tours, book them on the legit ones. And if you're planning to ride a taxi and not opting the metro train for various reasons, I would rather suggest that you download an Uber app or a Bolt app. Surprisingly, my Uber account is still alive. When I went there, I just downloaded it again and checked if my account is still open and okay. Surprisingly, gumagana pa siya. So that's why when I had to bring my luggage to the train station, major train stations for my intercity trips and also yung to the airport, I just booked an Uber na lang rather than using a taxi. Yun. And then yun nga, for the tours naman, if you are not too familiar of some of the booking tours, then better just rely on your DIY and yung mga booking sa mga entrance fees. There are so many that you can use. One of them is Klook, of course. And then you can also use Agoda, booking.com, trip.com, diba? So marami na yan. You just have to make use of those. So that's it for me. And I really hope that this will help, especially those who are planning to go to Europe very soon or who might be traveling already very soon. And yeah, I just hope that everybody will be safe and wala sana sa inyo maka-encounter. That's why I'm also doing this. I am sharing this to help. Okay. So till my next episodes for the travel series. And thanks so much for watching, and I do appreciate those who are taking their little sweet time in watching this. Thanks again. Bye.